Welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast. My name is Ian Ray, your host. Today, I have Nuria Nieto, founder and CEO of Nibo Footwear. They
Nibo.
are a respectful barefoot shoes for healthcare professionals based out of Barcelona, Spain. So, Nuria, welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast.
Thank you.
So, Nuria, please, how did you get into creating a brand like Nibo? Healthcare professionals who wear clogs, like my wife, um, and barefoot shoes, and how that two worlds kind of collided together. So, kind of talk about how you were able to create this brand.
Yeah, my sister is a doctor in Mallorca, and she was complaining all the time about the problems she had to get shoes. She was starting to test everything, all kind of like tennis shoes, all kind of barefoot shoes, and then uh, she was complaining all the time. So she was wearing like barefoot shoes, but the problem she had is that they weren't waterproof or they didn't have the requirements needed for hospitals. So
Mm-hmm.
I always been working in the industrial sector. So we decided to come up with something that could solve her problems. Then I got together with Ariadna, and her mom is a nurse. So her mom has a lot of back pain. She's retired, but she has like her feet are deformed, and she has a lot of back pain. So we thought, why not try to find a solution for healthcare people, because we saw there were a lot of people with a lot of problems with their feet. So that's how it started. It's my sister's fault basically. So
And I guess the name Nibo, what's the meaning behind Nibo footwear?
okay, we spent like 3 days trying to find a name for the shoes. And my name is Nieto, okay? And
Okay.
my last name is Nieto, and Ariadna's last name is Boada, okay? So we thought Nibo, Nieto, Boada. And it was short, it was easy, and at the end it was like very visual. So that's how it came. I mean, there's no like a lot of thinking behind that. It's an escape solution that came out quite well. So that's how Nibo came out.
Now, that's awesome. That's definitely a hard thing, I guess, for any creator and brand is to come up with a
Find a
name.
name.
So
Yeah.
I'd love to kind of tell people why these are different from your regular clogs. Healthcare professionals. Like I said, my wife's been a nurse for 10 years now, and so I've seen her wear everything from thick padded soles of running shoes, clogs from different brands that are narrow and very thick. But when these first came out, I mean, she's right now 35 weeks pregnant, so like it's definitely a great way for her foot to kind of splay instead of being constricted. And so, kind of talk to us. Why should most healthcare professionals get into something that has that toe splay like yours, and also having a some kind of a zero drop? Why is that so beneficial for most healthcare professionals?
Well, healthcare professionals in general spend like it's a very physical activity because I don't know in the US, but in Spain, hospitals are huge. It means that they may be walking like 10 to 15 kilometers a day, and and they need like to have quick reactions with their feet. And we walking around the hospitals, we used to see a lot of people with the plastic ones, and 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 people complaining that they had to put insoles inside because it hurt. So we saw people with clogs and people with tennis shoes or sports shoes in the hospital. Okay, so we thought, why not to mix and get the best of both worlds? Because the plastic ones let you splay your fingers; they're like loose. You don't feel like your feet is constrained. And on the other hand, sports shoes are soft, are nice. you have like a cushion underneath so it doesn't hurt. So we thought, let's mix it and let's see what it comes out. Then we came up with this. We think that if you have to spend a long time walking and doing things, you need something that it's gonna make you. We wanted people to forget about their feet. That's like our claim. Forget about your feet, because people used to say to us that the problem with the shoes is that when they get home, they're so tired and their feet hurt so
Hmm.
badly that they have no life after, because they have to like lay on the couch and do nothing because their feet are killing them. So we thought, a tennis shoe, you can do sports, you can do anything, and at the end it doesn't hurt. So let's mix it and see what it comes up. And then it came out this way. Then my sister's very much into barefoot because she's been trying all kind, and she's gone through transitioning and a lot of things. So when talking to her and talking to the people around her, the doctors that she works with, um, we wanted that to have like the kind of footwear that is more natural to the individual. Okay, our philosophy is very like, we just don't want to make shoes. We want to make shoes that make uh, people's lives better. Okay, we
Yeah.
want to take care of those that are taking care of us, and that's why when we made the shoes, we have two insoles, which are, one is like the transition anatomic one, and we have the other one that it's thinner, it's drop zero, so the people that want to get into more natural movement can do it. The problem with the barefoot one is it's a little thicker because we wanted that you could wear the shoes with both of them without the shoe being too loose on you. So it had to be a little thicker, and
Hmm.
the next step we will do is like to create a thinner one, and it will come to a point that people will be able to choose which insole they want when they buy the Nibos. Okay, but we just started. We're a year old, and we're coming up with new developments on the way as we walk. So far, we had very good feedback from doctors, and also because you can throw anything on that shoe and it's not going. My sister, she always says that it's really disgusting when some things fall in your feet. Okay, so if you wear
Yeah.
a tennis shoe, it depends on what falls on your feet. She takes the socks and just throw them to the garbage because it's like, for her, it's like, so we had to do something that avoided that feeling and that sensation. So
Yeah. And I noticed, of course, being in the healthcare field, I mean, myself too, I used to work in the hospitals for numbers of years. So, like, you want something that's slip resistance, on the bottom for any type of, fluids that are on the ground, going into
yeah,
patients' rooms. And then, of course, something that also protects the foot. So it's, washable. Um, it's, and for me, I've always, I mean, like I said, been in some kind of sports shoes, but I never got into barefoot clogs or clogs at all until maybe, uh, you know, let's say a few years ago. But I don't wear Crocs. That's the thing. I've never worn Crocs, but this is just a great way for myself. I mean, like I said, now I'm in a field where I'm constantly working with clients one on one, but just to me, I see this as an alternative also for those who are wearing, like, say, recovery shoes or sandals. Those recovery sandals that you see on the market where, they tend to help support from wearing shoes all day. This, I think, it's a great alternative for people as well. Not only for healthcare professionals, but people like who are in movement and, athletes. Like, I think this is a great alternative
yeah,
because
like
you
you're
get
running
that.
a marathon, yeah, and after you put
Mm.
on those shoes, yeah, and also for people that are working on environments that you have to stand up for a long time. I mean, we're going for doctors, but you have like hairdressers, you have
Mhm.
like people that work in stores, uh, cooks, and cooks maybe it's not. enough sophisticated enough because you have like hot water and things like that, and you need like the iron. I don't know how you say it, like on the toes, the iron cover.
Uh-huh.
But
Steel toe.
anyone like teachers, yeah, teachers that for kids teachers are all they also moving from one side to the other, and it's the advantage that we made it for doctors because the problem we wanted to solve is doctors' problem and nurses and healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
but it's for anyone that needs to stand up for long hours. So.
So as far as like what you've created and the different prototypes, maybe different models that you've created in the beginning, how did you come up with the design aspects of obviously the Nibo footwear? Because we can talk about, let's say, the material first, because and of course different aspects that makes it unique, like these removable straps. So kind of help us talk up to a different process that you were able to create this beautiful clogs.
Okay, when we're doing benchmarking to see what the market was offering for healthcare professionals, everything we
Mm-hmm.
saw was really, really ugly, to be honest. I mean, healthcare shoes are ugly, and they're like old, and they look old. And we saw that many healthcare professionals, when they go into how you say, like the operating rooms, they have
Mm-hmm.
like those caps that they have like colors and stuff because they wear a uniform all day with a uniform. So we thought, how can we help them to give like personality to their uniforms? It's like basketball players. I mean, you have basketball players, they all wear the same uniform, but the shoes they wear, they're like crazy. So we thought, let's
Yeah.
make let's make something crazy so they can like add a touch of personality to their working days. And then Laura, which is the third partner, she's like kind of a crazy one that she loves like tiger, animal print, and everything. So we thought, why don't we make like crazy shoes uh, and give color to a place that people go either it's the best of their days or the worst of their days. So when you get into a hospital and you get into the doctor, it's because it's really happy or it's really sad. So bringing some color and some attitude to an environment that is normally white, uh, we thought it was going to be fun. So you have the khaki ones, but imagine these ones. These are
Ooh.
not on the website, but they're like tiger. We call them the tiger ones. Or we have like the Elvis retro ones for
Ooh.
guys.
Those are
These are the
nice.
new ones. So they're fun to wear. So if you can make something comfortable and fun, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to make ugly things? We don't need to.
Sure.
So I mean, I like them. Maybe people think they're ugly, but I think they're cool. Especially if you think of them in the environment where they're supposed to be, which is in a place where people wear like white, uh, thick uh, shoes. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how we came up with design. And now we have a designer that it's even crazier than Laura. So they're thinking of crocodile and they're thinking, I mean, they're always thinking, I'm the one stopping them because if it was for them, they would be making like these really crazy designs for hospital. And we also have like white, black, because in the UK, for instance, I think you have to wear them black or white because it's the
Mm.
hospital that sets the uniform. But the zebra ones are like we have the zebra with white, and nurses just love them uh, because it's fun. I mean, people ask you, "What are you wearing?" when you're wearing something different, and they're very comfortable. They feel like all the feedback we get is that they're very comfortable in them. So we're
Yeah.
crazy.
I think that is awesome. I mean, like you were saying, like the shoes itself is what makes that personality and that makes you stand out from the rest of your colleagues who are on the floor. So these definitely do have a great conversation starter, according to my wife. She works night shifts, so like obviously all the time they're running around different patients' room, and amongst themselves as nurses, is she's always getting compliments like, "Oh my gosh, those are very cute," or like, "How do they fit?" And from her personal testimonies, she's said that it's definitely different than what she used to wear. Like I have a clog right here. It's kind of out of my reach, but they're very thick, dense foam, and they have that, pretty high, I guess, heel raise, but they're not flexible for her foot to really move into. And at this point of, her pregnancy, like she needs something that is supportive, but like it's not restricting her toes as well. Cause she wears, compression
Also,
socks.
this you can make like this. I mean, it's 250 grams. I don't know how much is that in ounces or anything, but it's 250 grams. It's very it's lightweight because if those clocks that you're saying that your wife was wearing, they're very heavy because they're plastic and they're like
Mm-hmm.
a thick plastic sole. So they can't be empty inside because they would be like very unstable. So they use what they use makes them like heavier. And then if you have to be like hours walking, the heavier, the more your feet are gonna hurt. So it's just
Yeah,
we've been thinking about all those things when we come up with the shoes. So these are the ones that your what has, aren't they?
correct. Yes, that is correct. Yep,
Yeah.
exact ones.
So the blue ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for myself, I mean, like I said, I haven't been working in the health hospital for years, but I'm coming from a perspective of a practitioner who is on my feet all day as well, working with clients. So like, obviously, I'm wearing barefoot shoes, but sometimes I just need a break from wearing, shoelaces, and if I'm on the go, I don't want to have to put on a shoe because I do that most of the time during the week. So I need something like this that I can just slip on, whether if it's with the heel strap or not, and just go because I have two kids, so I need to go and put on something that's comfortable. So I really
Yeah.
appreciate that this has also benefited myself, as a, um, practical person and being a practitioner, and as well as just being a dad. It's like something that's comfortable, that has that barefoot feel for myself because I've been getting to this for the past 2 years. So I really appreciate that this has also been a great avenue for me to continue wearing natural foot shaped shoes. So
Also, if you look at the way I mean, we're manufacturing the shoe in Alicante, okay? That's like the part of Spain where everybody in the US comes to make shoes at, especially like high level shoes, and because it's like a hub of shoemaking.
uh-huh.
If you look at the shoe, uh, if you see inside, okay, it's how you say it there's stitches, okay, because it's
Yeah.
sewn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
Yeah.
what we wanted is that you can put it in the washing machine. So this here is fabric. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
when you wash it, normally shoes have like a paper kind of thing underneath everything because you don't wash normal shoes. Okay. But this is fabric, so you can do it. And also, if you look at the outsole, okay, it's
Okay.
also sewn on the sides. It's you
Yep.
can see the stitching here
Stitchings.
because
Mm-hmm.
that makes it, because we wanted to make shoes that they last long. So it doesn't matter what you do with them, they're never going to, how you say it, the plastic, the insole will never go away because it's like stuck to the shoe. So you can put it in the washing machine. You can wash them by hand. Especially we've been testing with iodine.
Mm-hmm.
Like we tested with blood, and everything goes away because it has like a special waterproof um, shield. Okay. Also, in between the fabrics, which are Italian, okay, they're all. We wanted to make it in Europe. We don't want to go to like Asia to manufacture. because our philosophy is that, I mean, we want to work in an environment where you pay people what's fair to work.
Sure.
Okay? So, because people here complain they don't want to make more money, they want to live better, but then they buy things made in a country where they pay $6 a month, and it's like very incoherent. Okay? So we want to just like manufacture locally. So we're buying like the fabric, the material is from Italy. The outsole is made in Portugal, and it's made of natural rubber. And the shoe is manufactured in Spain, and everything is, it's, let's say, made in Europe. Okay, nothing that we have against that, but we want like to help our environment, not help somebody else, which is being some kind of paid for a misery to work. Uh, because I mean, the clocks you were talking about, the plastic ones, people think they're cheap, but they have a manufacturing cost of $2, $3, and they charge you like $70. Do you really
Yeah.
think that? Uh, then you complain that these shoes are like expensive, but then those shoes are really expensive because something that costs $3 and they're charging you $70 for that. The margins are like crazy. I mean, they make tons of money, a lot more money than we will ever do with these shoes that have a really high manufacturing cost. Am I talking too much?
No. Like I said, I love less learning and like the process, the story behind this, because when, you know, you guys, like you're saying earlier, like you guys been only in business for about a year. So like, I want just more people to learn about, especially like my healthcare professionals who are into, sports or into recovery, barefoot shoes. Like those are the type of people, like they want to learn what options are out there. And this is, like I said, one of, I think, revolutionary experience for them to get into is foot shaped, clogs, foot shaped shoes that can help for healthcare professionals, those who are on their feet, like you're saying, all day, something that they can transition into with your transitional soles. I think that's wonderful. And I'm looking forward to those minimal ones, because people who have probably been into barefoot shoes, they might have more
Yeah.
preference of less, stack height on their insole. So that's something I want to hear, and of course my audience to hear is like what options are out there for different demographics.
Also, we're making out the closed one now. They will come up in April, May. Instead of having like the clock shape, it's like a shoes. Like some professionals that work going to the houses of the people to take care of them, like doctors or nurses, or that they have. We here call them ambulatory. I mean, that they go around,
Yeah,
and they need those ones. But instead of having the elastic, it will be like fixed.
got it. That's awesome. So that's still in the making, obviously, and process for you guys creating it
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
So I guess to answer my next question, help me to understand why healthcare professionals should look into these type of foot shaped shoes like yours. Um, why should they wear these type of shoes compared to, obviously we kind of pinpointed as far as like the thick cushion shoes, the wide toe box, but why do you think it's so important for them to take care of their feet, especially wearing this type of shoes?
Because I mean, wrong shoes not only uh, make you feel tired. They have like an effect on the whole spine. So it means that if you're not wearing the right shoes, if you're not having like the right walking and the right posture and the right everything, your back is going to be suffering from it, and then you're going to start having like a lot of problems that go beyond feet hurting. Okay, so it means you can have like we get people like with fasciitis. I don't know how you say it in English. It's like with your feet, your fascia, on
Oh,
your
plantar fascia.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like lumbalgia. It means that your here your
Lumbar
area
spine.
here hurts. Yeah. It, also the way you walk, that is like going forward, going backward, your posture and everything, and it has an effect on your movement. And having an effect on the movement makes you healthier. In the same way that people now buy like running shoes that help you have better posture. Why would you be, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, why would you be running with a better posture and not working with a better posture? It doesn't make any sense. So people go doing sports and they buy like shoes that are very expensive to have like better ways of running, better position and everything. But you're working 10 to 12 hours in a place and you need to have shoes that they're gonna make your life better. Honestly,
Yeah.
don't buy like any shoe because any shoe is not gonna make, is not gonna help you end your shift in a nice way and go home and be rested and go home and being able to have an afterlife uh, with your family, with everything, because you're dead, because your feet hurt, because your back hurt, and because everything hurts. So it's just thinking of how you want to um, go forward, and
I
that's
could definitely.
that's to me is very relevant in terms, and these shoes you're gonna, I mean, the ones we've made it, we want to be sustainable, so you have like a lot of pieces that you can exchange and you can
Mm-hmm.
replace if they go old. But these shoes, you're gonna be like bored of them before they break. They're gonna last you 2 3 years or more. It's like you're gonna buy another one because you're gonna be saying, okay, I'm sick of the green, I want the tiger ones, and I want the zebra ones. But they're not gonna break unless you wash them like every day, but or you put them like into something that is not supposed to. But
Mm-hmm.
they're made to be lasting, and they're made uh, I mean, there's one thing that the shoe has inside between the material and the inside. We put a latex, a cushion.
Mm-hmm.
So the I don't know if you noticed that, but when you wear them like for an hour and 2 hours, the shoe adapts to your feet and it feels like a glove because the latex gets the shape of your feet and with the heat of the feet. So uh, after a while, you can walk and feel like you're wearing no shoes. We have a nurse in a hospital that said the problem I have now is that when I get out of work, I have to wear my own shoes, and I don't want to wear them. He said, I'm gonna have to buy another ones to be because I mean when you're in the hospital, I don't know about you, but the shoes for the hospital stay in the hospital. They don't go
Yeah.
to the street. So he
Yeah.
says now when I take them
Don't.
off, yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
need
definitely don't want to
some
bring that in the house.
yeah, or I mean, or on the street because you go. I mean, you bring in and you take out lots of things with you. So
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I'm really intrigued. Definitely, like the whole thought process of creating this type of shoe. I mean, like, yes, there are brands out there, like you're saying, like sustainable, made in EU, but like I said, what makes this different is like for those people who are always constantly in shoes all the time and helps to, I guess, restore that function in their foot, and really helps with the creating a great environment for your foot, I should say, is for people who are standing on all days, like, nurses, healthcare professionals. Because, yeah, complaints always from my wife is my feet hurts. My feet is
Yeah,
tired. And so, like, it stems from them being on their foot all day. So why not invest in something like that will promote and help with, natural foot movement, so that you're not having to deal with these later years down the line.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Problems in your back, or for instance, there's a lot of people. Well, you know that because you know better than me. that if you wear like tennis shoes that they're like this, your toes are gonna end up like this. This at the end, when you're 30, everything is okay. But when you get to 60, your feet are gonna be like this, and then that's gonna, yeah, it's gonna create a lot of problems to your walking, to your like getting old in
Mhm.
the right way. And because I've seen like old people getting their fingers like this. Then having a stepping like that, for instance, my daughter has her feet are starting to shape the toe, like the big toe, like this. Like how you know how you say when you like have here
But
this
like a
grows
bunion.
bigger. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then and that's basically because of the shoes she had wear when she was little, because there was no
Yeah.
one barefoot then, and now we're trying to fix it with splay toes and shoes that are gonna help her to her feet grow in a more natural and more comfortable way. That's why barefoot shoes are so needed or so necessary for people that are staying on their feet for so long.
So, as far as what Nibo Footwear has to offer, what are some of you guys' goals in the near future? Like, what are some upcoming releases? I know we talked about the closed toe, I mean, not closed, but the shoe style for Nibo, but what other goals do you have coming up for Nibo Footwear?
In terms of product making, you mean?
Yeah. Product making, and of course, just kind of creating more exposure and awareness for people to understand like what you guys are trying to, help,
Well,
I guess, educate
we're
and
like,
create.
yeah, we're babies now. I mean, we've been like in the market right now since October, I think. October, yeah. We're trying to understand and figure out this shoemaking world, and falling and getting up, falling and getting up, and that's the way we're now. But in terms of product making, we have in mind, we have the closed ones. We have the fact of trying to manufacture an insole that it's thinner. Also, we want to make our outsoles, our own outsoles with our design and everything. That's our next step. And and another thing we want to make is that, I don't know, here in Spain, nurses and doctors, they wear like compression socks. Yeah,
Yep.
socks that they're made for improve your blood circulation on your legs. But most of them, they're like very tight here. So we want to make
Yes.
barefoot compression socks. So when you wear these shoes, your toes are not going to be like this, because then you're missing the effect of the
Display.
respectful. Yeah. So that are one of our next steps to make uh, respectful socks, respectful compression socks for people in hospitals. That's
I
one
think
of the
that
things we want to make.
that I would, I'm sure my wife would love to, because I think, yeah, it doesn't make sense, right, to wear a compression socks to that restrict your toes, but you're in these barefoot shoes. So
Yeah.
it would make more sense to have a sock that has your toes to be able to splay into these foot shaped shoes. So it's definitely important, and I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be great for healthcare professionals, especially being on their feet. So, um, where can most of my followers and audience members learn more about what you're doing there at Nibo Footwear? So, if you would like to share website, email, and social media, and any ways that they can go and purchase these shoes, these beautiful shoes, because there's different colors and designs. So where can they find you guys?
Well, our website is Nibowear.com. You can find us on Instagram. Also, it's at Nibowear. And if you want to contact us for anything, our email is help at Nibowear.com. So whatever suggestion, whatever question, we're willing to talk to people because that's the way we're learning how to improve the product. So we have like long conversations. We every time we like send a pair of shoes, we call the customer and ask them how they feel, if everything is fine, because we want to see how people are understanding how it works. And we're here uh, to learn with you, with the people that are using them, and to improve people's lives and taking care of those that take care of us. I mean, my sister's a doctor. There's no way I can. I always everything we do is just to solve a problem that our close relatives, the people we love, have. So it's a project that's coming out of love somehow, but it's a profession. I think healthcare workers are people that are giving so much, and they're so generous, that whatever we can do to help them out, yeah, it's great, and we can make a living. We don't lose money. That's another thing, but but basically it's finding the right point where we can help and we can survive. So make
Yes,
sense?
I'm looking. Yes, it does, and I'm looking forward to definitely seeing your guys' growth as you guys are out there and educating and promoting your brand and of course the shoes, because I think the more healthcare professionals or people who are staying on their feet get into these type of shoes, it'll help them to know like, oh, it is my shoes, it is my socks, and that can actually help me bring to being a more productive person, less pain, just more aware of their body, because that's the last thing we really think about is the shoes and how it affects us. So I think this will be a game, like I said, it's a game changer for those in healthcare professions, nurses, doctors, those who are standing on the feet all day to really look into this. So I'm excited for your brand. I'm excited for how this is going to revolutionize healthcare industry and with barefoot shoes. So thank you so much for hopping onto the podcast, Nuria.
Thank you. Thanks so much for giving us the chance to speak. I hope that I made myself clear because I speak a lot. My brain goes faster than my mouth, and especially in a second language. But thank you very much. I mean, we hope to improve people's lives somehow and grow. We had a lady calling us from Israel the other day that she saw somehow and she wanted some. So we started like getting calls from Kenya, from Israel, from different countries, like very specific people. But it's a problem all over the world in the healthcare sector. So here we are.
Well,
And you're
I think
welcome to visit
that's
us
that.
in Spain whenever you want to. You can come to Barcelona anytime, and more than welcome.
Perfect. I will look into that. That's definitely a place I have not yet been to. So thank you so much.
Thank you.